Hello everyone, welcome to Apex Labs. In this session, we will learn about service crews in field service. So, what are service crews? Service crews are group of service resources who can work together and accomplish any job. So, suppose any work requires group of resources to work together, then in that case we create crews in the system. So let us understand how do we create crews. In order to create service crews, first of all we need to create a service crew record, and then under it we need to create service crew members. And service crew members are also service resources only. And finally we need to create a service resource of type crew, and then our service resource will be ready to work as a crew. So let us understand how to create this record. So I have created a sample record and I would like to show you how to do that. So here I went to the service crew tab, and then you will find that I have created a service crew record in the system. This is a sample crew, that is a simple service crew record which I have created. And since it is a developer edition and I cannot have much licenses in the system, hence I cannot create much users. That's why here I have defined the crew size as 1. But in the real environment you can create as many uh, a crew with as many members in it, or say the crew size can be as much as you want. So for an example, I created a sample crew. The record name is sample crew, and I defined the crew size in 1. And inside it, we, or say in the related list, we have service crew members which define the crew members, that is the members of these crew. So here I created one record for the service resource. So let me show you how does that happen. When you click on the new record, then it asks you which service resource do you want to add as a crew member. So for a sample demo purpose, I have created one record with field service resource with the start date something in the past and end date I left it. Now you also have an option to define that this particular member is a leader of the crew with the help of this checkbox leader. So since I'm just in using one crew member, that's why I haven't defined any leader here, and that's the way how I created a service crew member. So now you could see that this is the service crew member, which is basically an association of the service resource and the crew. So now in this sample crew we have got a service crew member which is related to, or which basically refers to, the field service sample resource which we had created in the previous sessions. So now our service crew is ready. Now we also need to create a service resource which would be referring this particular crew. So in that, for that purpose I created again a service resource of type crew. So let me show you how do we associate a crew to a service resource. For that purpose we need to create a service resource. You can give the name anything you want. For sample purpose I gave the name sample crew resource. And then resource type, you need to select crew this time and not technician. By default it will be technician. Technician is for individual resources, that is one person doing the job. But since in our case we have group of people, so we selected crew here. And then now you have the option to select the crew, so I selected sample crew here. So there are two options in which service resources could be created. First is, means basically in most scenarios we create either a technician type or a crew type. So if you have defined a technician, then in that case you need to keep this field empty, and instead you need to define the user who would be the service resource. Okay, so since in our case we are dealing with the crew, and I am showing you a demo of a crew, how to associate a crew to a service resource, that's why we will take the resource type as crew, and then we'll keep this lookup as sample crew which we just created, and then will we make it active and then save it. Now you could see that in this way we would be creating a service resource which would be associated to the crew. So this is the sample crew resource I created. You can see it is active. There is no user here because this is not an individual service resource but a crew. That means a group of service resources, and this is the service crew. I have attached it here. Now similarly, in the previous way, the way we could assign the skills, similarly you could assign skills here also. So as of now I have assigned 3 skills to this user: air or say this service resource: air conditioner installation, car repair, and refrigerator installation. So from the help of this skill tab, assign skills, you can assign skill to the user. So since I have already assigned these 3 skills, so I will not do any action as of now. But you have these 2 tabs. Either with the help of new button, you can associate a new skill to this service resource with the help of this object new service resource skill, and you can also define the start date. Since I have already created it, so I won't define I'll not create any new record here. So the skill assignment has also been done. For this sample resource, we have created the service resource skills. So let me show you the data setup once again to you so that it's easier for you to understand. We have the service resource whose name is sample crew resource. Now it is a resource of type crew. You could see this, that it's the resource type is crew, and we have a sample crew, that is a crew which is tagged to this service resource, and this particular crew has one member, that is the sample field service resource we had created in the previous sessions. So now our service resource is ready and is ready to take up the tasks. Now in order to schedule an appointment, I'll go to the work order, and then I will also try to show you one work type which I have created so that it's easier for you to understand how it is going to work. So here you could see that the work order, when I created, I also associated a work type to it, and the name of this work type is AC installation. So let the page load. So there are two important things which related to a work type. In the work type, as you could have, if you would have referred to my previous video, you could have seen that in work type also I had defined a skill requirement. So whenever any work order which will refer to this work type will be created, then in the related list we will get the skill requirement for that work order. And so whenever we'll try to book an appointment for that work order, then system will try to identify the resources which will have that skill, and then only any appointment will be booked for that particular work order. So you could see that this is the work type which I created, and then you could see that in the related list I also created a skill requirement. Yeah, so here you could see that this skill requirement object, yeah, so you saw that this skill requirement, it has one skill required, that is air conditioner installation. So this is the skill requirement for this particular work type. So whenever a work order which will refer to this work type, then automatically whenever that work order will be created, then under the related list we will get a record called skill required or skill requirement. So whenever we'll try to book that appointment, system will first of all identify the resources which have that skill, and then only it will book an appointment. Second thing is that here I have also checked this box auto create service appointment. So any work order which will refer to this work type, if created, then system will automatically create a service appointment for that work order. So let's try to see a demo how it will work. I'll go to work order. Now I'll click on the new record to create a new work order. Yes, so now we'll define the work type here. So AC installation, and then the street I will give Salesforce Tower. City will be San Francisco. State or province California. Country as United States. Yeah, as of now I'm just putting this data and then I'll save it. So now whenever work order will be created in the related list, we will also see that skill requirement will also be created in the system, and automatically a service appointment for this particular work order will also be created. That happens because this work order has been tied to the work type, and in work type we have defined the skill requirement. So that's why, and we have also checked auto create service appointment. That's why a service appointment has been automatically created. You can see service appointment 0069 has automatically been created, and under this work order you could also see the skill requirement as air conditioner installation is already present. Now let's see the service appointment. The service appointment has been created with none status, so that means we can now schedule it with the help of Salesforce field service, and its address has also been copied from the work order, which is the Salesforce tower. Let's see its related list. So here you could see as of now there is no assigned resource because the service appointment has not been scheduled. That's why under assigned resource we are not getting any value. So now let's try to book this particular service appointment. So in order to book this service appointment, we will go to the dispatch console. Yeah, we are currently in the dispatch console, and in the territory list you could see I have selected San Francisco. So I'll just save this it so that this dispatch console is ready to be used. And then here I'll search the service appointment. Yeah, so we got the service appointment. Now we'll try to get the candidates for this particular service appointment. So once I click on it, I have an option to get the candidate. So now once I click on it, Salesforce is trying to find the candidates. So unfortunately, as of now, the system is not able to get any slot for this appointment. So let's try to drag and drop to this particular service resource, and let's see what happens. So I can manually also, but as of now we could see that we don't have a time slot available. So let me, now this is the time slot that is available now, so I'll drag and drop the service appointment here to see what. So this is also another manual way by which we can schedule the appointment. So you could see that we are the service appointment got scheduled, but yeah, we are getting an error message in the system, which is giving us the rule violations. So let's try to see what is the error message which Salesforce is trying to give. It says that the service appointment does not require a crew. Schedule the appointment to a single service resource. Okay. So let's try to go to the work order, and then here we also have the option to define the minimum crew size. So let's define the minimum crew size as 1 and then save it. And meanwhile that is getting saved, I'll also unschedule this appointment. So I'll select the service appointment and then I'll click on unschedule. so that the system unschedules it. So now the service appointment has been unscheduled and this status will be none. And we also have got this work order now, which has the minimum crew size as 1. And in the related list we also could see the service appointment 0069, which we will try to book again. So now we have defined the minimum crew size and the service appointment is again in a none status. So let's go to the dispatch console and then let's try to get candidates for this appointment once again. Yeah, so now the system is giving us slots, and we could see that sample service resource is available to be given this assignment. So I'll just click on it, and then we have got the 4 time zones where we can book this appointment. So let me select the first one and schedule it. Yeah, so now you could see that the service appointment 0069 has been scheduled. So we can go to the service appointment, and this time the status has changed. Status should change to the scheduled, and in the related list we should also be able to see the assigned resource, because now the appointment has been assigned to this samples crew resource. So here you could see in the dispatch console that system automatically assigned a service appointment to this particular resource, and this is available. And now since and there are no rule violations on here, that means that all the work rules were being followed while scheduling this service appointment. So we can go to the service appointment, and in the related list you could see that the status of the service appointment is scheduled now. Let me refresh the page so that we could see the assigned resource. Or the other option is we can also go from here. We can click on this, and then it will also navigate us to the service appointment. Yeah, so this way the service appointment has been scheduled now and is assigned to our crew resource. So let's try to open the service appointment once again. The only thing which I wanted to show you now is the assignment of the resource. So we'll go to the service appointment, and then we'll go to the related, and then now you could see that we would get assigned resources. Yeah, so now you could see that the service appointment has been assigned, and we are seeing two resources here, because basically the service appointment has been assigned to sample crew resource, and since field service resource is a part of this crew, that's why we are having two assignments here. However, actually the service appointment has been assigned to the crew itself, and since field service resource is a part of this crew, because I had shown you that while I created this crew I added a crew member which was the field service resource, that's why this particular resource is also available here. So this is the way how we configure crews and the crew members in the system. So if you have such a requirement where you want multiple service resources to work for a particular job, then in that case we can create service crews in the system and define the other service resources as crew members. And once the service crew has been created, then you need to link this crew to any service resource. So that's why you need to create another service resource and then add that crew. So in that case, the service resource type will be crew, and then you need to add the crew to that service resource. That's all in this session. I hope you liked it. If you liked this video and it was informative to you, please do like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.